Hello, my friend. Welcome to live chat. It is our first live chat of 2024. I am excited to be here with you, chatting about what we are not going to tolerate. What we are not, brands, you were on notice because we're not tolerating the BS anymore. We're done. We're done. We know your tricks. We know what you're trying to do, and we're not going to do it. We're not falling for it anymore, because the whole point of this channel, well, now there's extra points, but it used to be the entire point of the channel was to help you to not buy crap. I mean, it's still a major part of it, of this channel. But that's definitely going to be the focus of this chat, is to help you to not buy crap. And we're going to use our experience as a community to kind of come together and really talk about the things that brands are doing to get us to buy things that we don't need in 2024. And you know what? Like, there's things that I want to spend my money on. And if I spend my money on stuff I don't need, then I can't spend the money on stuff that I may actually be able to use and enjoy. So today we're going to be talking about the common marketing techniques that brands used in 2023 that we've caught on to. We know, we see it, and tell brands, no, we're not doing it anymore, unless we actually genuinely want it, which is a whole other topic. But we're not going to get tricked, is the point, into having buyers regret. And it's not just going to be me talking about this. This is the perfect topic for a live chat, because we have a wonderful, fantastic, amazing community here on the Gen Love channel. And a lot of them join us every Sunday. Right now it is 10 a.m. Eastern time. That's when most of the live chats are. And they join us, and we all have a conversation together and talk about it. And the best part about that is it's not just, me talking in a bubble. We get to kind of bounce ideas off of each other and expand our thinking on things. And a lot of times people that are here live help me think in new ways. So I really appreciate them. And with that being said, I do want to introduce you to a few of them that had popped in first, so that you can meet some of the people that are going to be sharing their ideas today. So let us say hello very quickly to Roya. Good morning to you. You have a new picture, don't you? Or was that from a couple weeks ago? I don't know. Anyway, it always catches me off guard. This picture is freaking gorgeous. I love that picture of you, Roya. Good morning to you. I'm like very aggressive in my love of that picture. Good morning, Monica. So good to see your smiling picture. So good to see you. Monica has been around forever. Thank you for being here, Monica. Monica says, hoping I don't fall back asleep. I'm watching What's Been Makeup. What's Been Makeup was a lot today. I am fully aware. It was over an hour's worth of stuff for the show. So I split it up into two pieces. I did the same thing last year. Some people really don't like that. And most people seem to really like it, because then you can kind of pick and choose which pieces you want to watch. So one section is the product report, and then the other one is the top news stuff. So you can watch them, both of them. You can pick one over the other, whatever you personally want to do. And they're both linked underneath the other videos. So if you're having trouble finding it, if you're not subscribed, or it's not in your feed or whatever, if you go to one of them, the link to the other one is in the description. You can easily get to it from there. So yeah, I know it's weird. I'm putting up 3 videos in the span of an hour, including live chat. But there's time. They're going to be up there forever. So there's plenty of time. I don't feel like you have to watch them all at once. Don't be overwhelmed. It's going to be okay. We're going to be fine. All right. Anyway, I hope that you're loving the show today. I think it's a really, really good one. I think both pieces are just very, very good. It just depends on what you're interested in, whether you're interested in new releases or whether you're interested in brand drama, because there's a lot of brand drama going on. That Sol de Janeiro story was something else. Hi, Ginger. So good to see you. Hi, Tracy. Good to see your smiling face as well. Happy Sunday to you. Hi, Nadia. Good morning. Happy New Year's. Happy 2024. Hi, Milena. Good to see you. Hi, Teresa. Happy New Year. I hope you are doing well as well, my friend. And thank you to Teresa and the rest of the moderators that were able to make it this morning. Flory and Steph and Audra, thank you so much. I appreciate you helping us keep this space very, very happy. So thank you so much. Good morning to Crystal from Southern California. It's cold in Southern California. It's probably like 65 degrees and you're like, ah! I'm just kidding, Crystal. I don't know what the temperature is there, but I know it gets a little colder than that sometimes there. I'm just teasing. But yeah, chilly. It says chilly for us. So you're well aware. I love Southern California. I think we've had this conversation. I'm a big fan. Stacy, good morning to you. Happy New Year to you and to Michelle. Good morning to you. And thank you so much to, oh, and hi to Tish. Why did I say Trish? Tish, good morning to you and Carrie. And thank you to Priscilla for gifting a membership. I appreciate you. I read today, as far as memberships go, that I am able to gift memberships from live chat. And I tried to find where that is. Oh, she just gifted another one. Thank you so much, Priscilla. I appreciate you. I'm allowed to gift 5 memberships, and I don't know how to do that. I have to figure it out. It might be in my other window, but I tried before live chat started and I couldn't do it. Let me see if it's here. Nope, it's not there. Okay. It said where to, I'll have to look into it more, that there's a way for me to gift. Oh, it says like I can insert an ad. I don't want to do that. Nobody wants to see an ad right now. We're in the middle of a conversation here. We're about to start a conversation. And if I did not say good morning to you, good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here. And I am planning on doing a members only live stream, probably not this coming week, but the week after. Got a lot going on. I have to tell you this, I'm very excited. We have a very special interview coming up that I have scheduled that I was scared to tell you because I'm scared it's not going to go through. It's possible. But should I just tell you? I'm going to tell you. The FDA emailed me. I'm not even kidding you. The freaking FDA emailed me. The head scientist over at the FDA is going to come on and talk to us. And I'm very, very excited. Her name is Dr. Bumpus. And when I talked about Dr. Bumpus, we were talking about the advancements that she's made in regulations for hair straightening products, specifically relaxing products. And she's coming on to talk about that. And I'm so, so excited because I'm a huge Dr. Bumpus fan. So that's going to be hopefully in very soon. So keep an eye out for that. I'm going to put up a poll when it gets closer to see like what specific questions you want me to ask her. I already have things that from that video that people had questions about, but I'm so excited. I get to meet Dr. Bumpus, the head scientist over at the FDA, and I'm freaking out. But I figured I would let you know that that's coming, so make sure you're subscribed so that you do not miss it. I was freaking out. I was like, John, guess what? The FDA emailed me. I'm like freaking out. I mean, how weird is that? Like to be so excited that the FDA is like, hey, do you want to talk to our head scientist? I'm like, yes, I do. I would love to ask her for a different day, not for this day, because that's what, we're talking about, all of her hard work. But I would love to know what she thinks about pigments and eyeshadows and whether they're going to do anything about the loopholes with pigments and eyeshadows and whether that's even something on her radar. But I'm not going to ask her that. I don't think it's not in the plan to ask her about that because that's not the topic we're talking about, but I'm really excited. So, all right. Anyway, sunscreen. Yes. And I would love to know why we can't get the freaking good sunscreen that they have in like Australia and, in Asian countries and stuff. I want to know why we can't get that. I want the good stuff. All right. So with that being said, and I'm fangirling and excited. Let's talk about our topic for today. So today we're talking about, I had to go back to my notes, what we are not going to do in 2024. What are we not going to let brands trick us into doing? And I think it's important to put in the disclaimer that sometimes marketing strategies, like for example, Native Deodorant, I've had sponsorships with them forever. They've sent me a bunch of stuff. I have like at least 2 body washes just sitting, the big, huge, they're huge, these body washes. It takes me forever to go through one. Did I need more body wash? No, I absolutely did not need more body wash, but they partnered with Girl Scout cookies. Therefore, I had to get a caramel coconut body wash. I had to get a thin mint body wash. Did I need more deodorant? No, but I had to get a trefoil scented deodorant. I had to get a caramel coconut deodorant because they got me with the marketing. I didn't need it, but I had to smell it. I wanted to smell it. I want my body to smell like chocolate mint. I got tricked. I got tricked into buying it. And I also love Native. I've loved Native since before they were sponsoring me. So, and the products are like the body washes. I think they're like $9 or something for this giant body wash. So it's like, I don't know. So my point is that even I buy shit How far in are we? Am I allowed to say that yet? Damn it. I was 2 seconds before I was supposed to say that word. We're at the 10-minute mark is when they start like laying off of you being able to say cuss words. Sometimes I even buy stuff that I don't need and I fall for marketing because sometimes we just want it. Sometimes we just want it and we know that it's marketing, but we get it anyway. And that's okay. And I'm not trying to guilt anybody or shame anybody. You have to buy what makes you happy and what brings you joy. But the thing is a lot of times these marketing tricks don't bring us joy. And that's what I want to focus on today is the times that we buy something because a brand tricked us into getting something and we found out that it wasn't what we thought it was going to be, or it doesn't bring us joy. And then we have buyer's remorse. So, oh, Audra, where's Audra? Audra says, hi, Audra. Audra says, I'm good on shit. I can't say the F word. Good to know. Thanks, my friend. All right. So, yes. Joyce, I was going to, JC, I don't know why I said Joyce. JC, greenwashing. That was another thing. Okay. So I'm with you. JC, this is what I have down. Clean beauty lies. Clean beauty lies. That's the first thing I have on here. There are so many people outside of our space that believe clean beauty lies because everybody wants to be clean, right? Everybody associates clean with good. Yeah. We all want clean stuff. And if you don't have clean stuff, then you have dirty stuff, like the big pile of laundry that I'm doing as soon as this chat is over. And we don't want dirty stuff. So some people have been tricked into believing that if you don't buy something with a clean label, that it is dirty and that it is not good and it's going to give you cancer and it's going to do it's not real. It's literally not real. It is a marketing technique. It is a trick. There are certain claims within clean beauty that have a shred of truth in them. Like, for example, we don't want formaldehyde in our products. That would be terrible. That's what Dr. Bumpus is talking about when it comes to relaxing products. We do not want formaldehyde in our products, but brands don't put formaldehyde in their products. Except for the hair, makeup brands don't put formaldehyde in their products, but it'll still say formaldehyde free on their stuff. Sometimes I've heard they can be formaldehyde releasing or formaldehyde releasing is a whole nother thing. I don't want to get too deep in the weeds, but like nail polish, hair relaxers, stuff like that, there can still be formaldehyde in products. So it is important. There is truth to it, is what I'm saying. There is truth to a lot of this, and that some of these things are dangerous, but it has to do with the delivery system. What a lot of cosmetic chemists will tell you is the dose that makes the poison and all of that. With the hair straighteners, and this is what we'll talk to Dr. Bumpus about, a lot of it is putting the heat on it, that once you get the treatment, it's straightened, and it's that heat, it's that relaxer going into breathing it in, and the issues with heat on it. She'll explain it more. I don't want to get it wrong. But my point is the reason why it's stuck so hard is because it's based in truth, but then they make it like doesn't contain mercury. Okay. You are not allowed. It's illegal. It's literally illegal to put mercury in products and cosmetic products in the US. If you go to like Mexico, you can go to like a corner store or whatever, and they may have adulterated products down there. They may have products that, like, there was a big story where someone had gone to Mexico specifically and gotten a Pond's cold cream, and they had put mercury in it. Mercury is used to lighten the skin. So they had bought this cold cream and they ended up in the hospital because of mercury poisoning. So my point is that the really bads, the big bads, are very rarely anything that we're going to come across, especially in an eyeshadow palette or a lipstick or whatever. It's very, very rare. The things that are the most dangerous are the contaminants that aren't even listed on the ingredient list. And guaranteed, the clean beauty brands are not guaranteed, but for the most part, I would imagine they're not testing their lipsticks for lead on the regular. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these, and also there's a lot of fear mongering going on as far as which ingredients are bad for you and which ones aren't. Things like parabens. A lot of the studies that were found that parabens were harmful have been debunked. Even the original study that caused all the hoopla over it has been debunked. So when it says paraben free, the only people who should be worried about paraben free and making sure to get paraben free are people who are allergic to it, which there is a group of people that's allergic to it. But if you're not allergic to it, there's scientifically no reason to not buy something with parabens. Parabens keep the product safe. And one thing we've seen with brands, Kosas was one of them, I believe. There was a skincare brand. These natural companies, a lot of them, they use very weak preservative systems. And then you end up with mold, which is worse than anything that could have happened with the parabens. You know what I'm saying? So it's really, really important to not put all your stake into clean beauty, because the last thing I want to talk about with it is that it is, it's not regulated to turn clean. I can, say this coffee is clean, even though I've been drinking it. There's backwash, but it's clean because I said it is. There's probably not backwash, okay? I'm just saying, using it as an example. There's no legal definition for what clean beauty actually means. So it's really important not to fall for that and say, hey, I'm only buying clean beauty products because they are better or safer in some way. It's marketing. It is absolutely marketing. Yeah, Katie says, I legit don't know what a paraben is or a sulfate. And talc is only bad if it's not mined correctly. Yes. Okay, so paraben is a preservative. It was a major preservative system that was used for decades and decades and decades in cosmetics. And there was a big scare about it, that it led to cancer. So everybody freaked out over it. So brands replaced it with phenoxyethanol, which is, phenoxyethanol? Phenoxyethanol. Yeah, I got it right. Brands replaced it, and now people are terrified of it. Sulfates are a foaming agent that are usually used in like hair products and stuff. And the big issue with sulfates is that it can be irritating to the skin. It can be drying to the skin. Sodium lauryl sulfate, I believe, is the one that is more irritating to the skin. Sometimes I get them mixed up, but I'm pretty sure it's sodium lauryl sulfate. And it's just a skin irritant for some people with sensitive skin. And talc is only bad if it's not mined correctly. Correct. And, it's really like the cheap talc. So you'll usually find issues with talc contamination in like kids' Halloween makeup or Claire's. Five Below had some issues. It's really just the very cheap. And I've never seen a product with talc contamination not come out of China. And I'm not saying that all Chinese makeup is bad, because that is not true. But I have never seen a talc contamination issue from a US-based brand that manufactures in the US or in Europe or, anywhere other than in China. So, and talc and asbestos usually are in the same area is the thing. So the asbestos gets into the talc when it's mined, and that's how we get the contamination. And of course, asbestos is cancer causing. So yes, there we go. That's the thing. That's the thing, Katie. Hopefully that helped. I don't know why I was like tripping over phenoxyethanol. I think it's because I haven't done a lot of ingredient videos lately. So it's like starting to see like kind of float away from my long-term memory because I haven't done a lot of ingredient-based videos. Yeah, exactly. A beautiful mess. I feel like brands are using this as a way to take advantage of consumers' product to go bad faster, so you're buying replacements more often. Ooh, that is an interesting theory. This is what I'm talking about why I love live chat. Yeah, absolutely. And you have to buy products faster. But then it's like, if my product smells bad, I don't want to buy from them anymore. Ugh. Like what was it? Herbivore Botanicals. The one I will never forget this. When I was at the gym, I think I've told the story many times. I had an Herbivore Botanicals little mini lotion that I got in like an Ipsy bag or something, and I got out of the shower and I put on my lotion, and it smelled so bad. It smelled so bad. I threw it right in the trash, and I never bought from Herbivore Botanicals ever again, even though I know they corrected the problem, or at least they said they corrected the problem. I'll never buy from them again. Just because it was such a visceral, it was a horrible scent. Like it smelled like rotten food. And ever since I saw Minority Report, I've had a thing with mold. I blame Tom Cruise. Paraben is a wax. I didn't know that, Julie. Thanks for teaching me that, because I did not know paraben was a wax. I thought it was a preservative. Well, I guess it would be a preservative wax. Is it really? I'll have to look that up because that's very interesting to me. All right, so yeah, Stacy says, isn't it funny we want clean makeup and those clean products literally expire in a few months instead causing more harm? I know, right? But the thing is people don't know that outside of our space. They just don't know. So we got to help our friends and family too to make sure they're not buying crap. All right, the next thing was kind of what we were talking about in the beginning, eco-friendly lies, okay? Eco-friendly is another term that is not regulated. So one of the things that has really bothered me about eco-friendly stuff is that the refill system. So you will get, and one of my favorite moisturizers from Fenty is exactly this issue. I love the product, so I continue to buy it. You get the plastic on the outside and then you fill the plastic with more plastic, and that's the refill, instead of just making the refill the entire container. But it's a marketing strategy. It's a marketing technique, the refill thing. Because if they really cared about the environment, they would make the refill the entire packaging instead of plastic inside of plastic. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just weird. It's very odd. But it's a marketing thing. It's a marketing thing. It's not actually helping the environment at all. I hope that we see in 2024 more brands going toward refill systems somehow. I don't know how that's going to happen, but I feel like that's like the best situation, more of like the TerraCycle kind of thing, where you send your empties in and then they get refilled somehow. I don't know how it's going to work. I'm not a logistic person. I don't know how it's going to work, but I would love to have more refills. I mean, even at like, what was it? Is it the Body Shop? I don't know. One of those places, those stores, they had some kind of refill station you could go to where you could get like shampoo or whatever, and you just bring your bottle and just whoop, and you would like, get, almost like getting froyo, you pull the little lever and then your bottle fills up with a refill, which I think is the best thing to possibly do. Because we have all these containers. I mean, can you imagine back in like the 1800s if they knew how many like perfectly good containers we were throwing away for no reason? Like, we just throw the containers away. They can still hold stuff, but it's because we need the product inside. We need that product inside. So what are we going to do with all these containers? We have to throw them away because we're going to be overloaded. We're going to end up on a reality TV show if we don't throw away the containers. But it's so much plastic waste. It's so much plastic waste. So brands have tried, they've gone to trying to trick us into thinking that they're eco-friendly when they're not really. And then the other thing is like knowing, we talked about this a couple years ago too, about glass packaging and how glass packaging isn't necessarily better because only certain kinds of glass can be recycled. So that's a thing. And also the smelting process of creating a glass bottle is more harmful to the environment than creating the plastic. So it's like, you're basically, what is it? Paying Peter, I don't know. Is it like stealing from Peter to pay Paul or something like that? There's a term. My brain doesn't have it, but it's basically like you're not helping anything. They figured out with glass packaging versus plastic packaging because of the environmental impact of actually creating the glass can be worse, not is worse, but can be worse than the whole process that plastic goes through. So that's a thing. And just figuring out what is actually eco-friendly and what is not, because there are some things that are more eco-friendly. Paper packaging is better than plastic packaging because it does break down, but putting certain things in paper packaging isn't going to help. And a lot of paper packaging is coated in plastic, and then you have a microplastic problem. Like, there's so many issues, but I'm hoping that they figure this out, the eco-friendly thing. I hope they figure out what actually is good for our environment and what, instead of trying to trick us into buying stuff and saying it's eco-friendly when it's not actually. Happy New Year to you too, Roya. Thank you so much. And Sorojan says, Fenty Refill isn't much cheaper than the whole new one. 100%. It's really not. It's not. The only reason why I buy it is because I really like the stuff inside. And that's the only thing I have like that. I got some of the Pharrell stuff when that launched, but I ended up giving it to John, I think. I don't think I ended up using it because it was just okay. It was all right. Yeah. Dalgi, I think is how you pronounce it. I'm going to try. Hopefully I did okay. I remember reviewing the Fenty SPF moisturizer. I'm surprised you still use it. I'll have to check it out. Yep. I just bought a new one. I just bought a new one. I buy one once or twice a year because sometimes I sprinkle in other SPFs just to try out different ones. The Laneige one I really, really like. So when I don't use the Fenty one every day, I run out of it slower because I'm using a different sunscreen. But I buy at least one a year. I love that stuff. I love the smell of it and I love the feel of it. It's such a good moisturizer. I just hate the marketing of it. Yeah. Anissa says the refill thing allows us to feel luxe and ecological at the same time. That's a really good point because we want to feel fancy. And when we get a refill and it goes into this beautiful packaging, it might make us feel a little fancier. That's a really good point. That's a really good point. All right. So let's go into, yeah, this is another point. Dizzy Blonde says our town doesn't recycle glass. Yeah, that too. That too. Yeah. So Stacy says, I wonder if they could come up with those biodegradable bottles made out of bamboo or something. Yeah. And bamboo is a great ingredient, a great packaging ingredient because it does break down in the environment. And it is very it's like a weed almost. Like it just grows and grows and grows and grows and grows and multiplies and multiplies and multiplies. So if we can use bamboo for more stuff, that sounds great. It's just figuring out the science of it. Yeah, this is a good point, Mel. Mel says, I also like shampoo bars, no waste. I hate plastic shampoo bottles. You can never get it completely rinsed out, and I never use it all up. Gotcha. Yet I tried a shampoo bar once, and this sounds horrible, and I'm just letting you know it sounds horrible. I didn't like the experience, so I never bought another one, even though it is 100% more eco-friendly. Same thing with just regular bar soap versus a bottle of soap. But I still use my Blue Land stuff that I did sponsorships where you put the tablet in and it you just have it's called a forever bottle. I swear this isn't sponsored. It's called a forever bottle, even though they do break, which is why I stopped doing sponsorships with them because their bottles break. But great cleaners. And you drop a little tablet in water and you don't have to, you just use the same bottle over and over again. But I wish that I could find a shampoo bar that I liked as much as my Redken. I'm all about the pink Redken, the volumizing Redken. Oh my gosh, changed my life. They need to make that into a shampoo bar. If they do that, I will. See how terrible am I? I'm like, yeah, eco-friendly, blah, blah, blah. But I still use bottles of shampoo. I mean, you can only do what you can do, right? I mean, it's terrible how we justify things, isn't it? I justify things. I do. I'll admit it. I justify stuff, but I have a feeling we're not going to be able to justify stuff forever. Eventually, something is going to have to change because we are seeing the environmental impact of all of our plastic use. Something is going to have to change. Like if you think about it, that the pancakes that you got from McDonald's when you were like 10 or whatever in the styrofoam packaging, if you got one of those, I know I did, the styrofoam packaging they used to have at McDonald's, that's still somewhere. It's still sitting there somewhere. All the toys you played with when you were a kid, they're still somewhere. Who knows where they are, but they're somewhere. They have not biodegraded. They're in a landfill somewhere. They still exist. It's nuts how much plastic we've created for, since we started doing a lot of plastic. What was that? Industrial Revolution. I don't know, what is it, like the 40s? Maybe 30s, 40s when we started really creating a lot of plastic. See, Frost, you're going to make me get a shampoo bar, aren't you? Goat milk shampoo bar is all I use anymore. See, now I'm going to have to try it. Oh, yes, I do remember this, Bailey. Do you remember that paper packaging scandal where they basically had paper cover the plastic bottle? Which brand is that? I don't remember, but I do remember talking about that in What's Up in Makeup where they had this eco-friendly paper outer thing, but then if you took the paper off, there was a plastic bottle on the inside to hold the products because the paper couldn't handle it. Yeah, Audra says there's not enough education in recycling. It makes people feel good to think they're recycling, but there needs to be a deeper dive into recycling. Oh, 100%, because there's a lot of wish cycling that happens. People recycle stuff that just isn't going to, a lot of stuff does not get recycled even if you try to recycle it. All right, so we are halfway in and we've only gone through 2 topics and I have so many other things. So I need to pick up the pace a little bit, but first we'll talk about what's on my face very quickly. So this was sent to me. I did not go pick up my PR for quite a while. John just went to go pick up my PR from the studio. He doesn't own the studio anymore, so he doesn't go there as often. Therefore, I am just breaking into my Gourmand Girl Silent Night palette and playing with it. This is the second time I've used it. Look at this. Look at this palette, y'all. If you are listening, here's what's happening here. We have yellows, blues, and browns, a mix of some bright blues, some navy blues, some like slightly warm browns, kind of more neutrally kinds of browns, and some whites. It's beautiful. Duochromes, multi-chromes, mattes. We got all kinds of good stuff in here. So I use the sparkly yellow shade called Bright on the outer corner, and then the inner corner I use the shade Frosty, which is a blue-white duochrome. In my crease, I used All Is Calm, which is a medium matte brown, and then also Savior, which is a dark matte brown. And it is just... it's fabulous. I'm kind of going back and forth right now between these two palettes that just came into my life through PR, the Gourmand Girl Silent Night and the Unearthly Sorceress Smoke palette. I'll show you that one as well. This one has a more of a green brown kind of theme to it. I'm starting to beef up my Instagram a little bit. I want to post at least once a week. I'm like a once a month, once every 2 months, if that kind of girl on Instagram. I'd like to do better. So I want to swatch both of these for you on Instagram. So if you follow me over there, you'll get to see those. I want to post at least one of these next week. I posted some the new Too Faced lip glosses this past week, but this one's beautiful as well, and I'm really enjoying both of those. But today I'm wearing Silent Night. On my cheeks, I found this in my drawer. I have not used it in a while. This is the Huda Beauty Stick Blush in the shade Batty Berry. It says Cherry Tint Blush Stick, and it is a beautiful cherry colored blush, and it's nice and sheer. It's buildable sheer. It's a really nice formula. I don't know why I've been neglecting it. And then on my lips today, so this was purchased, the Huda Beauty PR from BK Beauty. This is the lipstick in Inner Beauty, and that's the lipstick that I'm wearing today. It's just like a peachy pink. Very cute. The BK Beauty lipsticks are a wonderful formula. They're very underrated. Everyone focuses on BK Beauty brushes, which they should because they're amazing. But also, their lipsticks are really, really good. I very much enjoy them. All right. So that is what is on my face today. Let us talk about other things. Let us talk about other things. Hi, Naomi. I haven't seen you in live chat in a minute. Thank you for being here. So good to see you. Okay, so let's talk about the next one. Okay, skincare infused makeup. All right, so it's not inherently a bad thing, skincare infused makeup. It's not a bad thing. You may get some skincare benefits from makeup, but what irritates me is the amount of stress on the skincare part of the makeup that it's going to do all of these amazing things. The problem with that marketing is that a lot of times it just doesn't make sense. Like when you have hyaluronic acid in a powder eyeshadow, it's like just use a moisturizer. Like just use whatever moisturizer you're putting on your face. If it doesn't irritate your eyes, you know, put a little tiny bit, you know. Eyeshadow is not going to give you moisture. It's not going to hydrate your skin. It's just not, especially powder eyeshadow. Powder blushes that say they're hydrating. Are you kidding me? Use a moisturizer. Like, it doesn't even have to be an expensive moisturizer. Like most moisturizers have some kind of moisturizing or hydrating ingredients in that they're going to do something, right? More than any, you know, $50 eyeshadow palette is going to give you, you know? I think that with foundations, I think that's where you may get a little bit more, but still, it's not going to be as good as using actual skincare, because unless you're literally wearing the makeup every single day, and depending on the formulation of it, it may not do all of the things. It's just so much. I mean, if you're using it as like an addition onto your skincare, or if you use no skincare at all, and this is the only way you're getting skincare, sure. You know, some people don't believe in skincare at all. I know people that literally do not believe in skincare. They think that it's all BS. That it actually doesn't do anything for your skin. And it's like, wait, how are we here? How are we here? It is 2024. How are we here? It does. Like, have you never had dry skin, used a lotion and seen an improvement, or a lip balm? Like, what? I don't know. But anyway, it's just a thing I think people have been tricked by marketing before. So then they just throw it all out and say none of it works. SPF in makeup is something that tricks a lot of people, where you have to put on a certain amount of SPF. And a lot of you all already know this. You have to put on a certain amount of SPF to get the number that is on there. The number on there is fully dependent on how I'm putting on the proper amount. If you don't put on the proper amount, you're not going to get the SPF on the bottle. Makeup, in order to put on that much, in order to put on the right amount, a lot of them will not look right on the skin. So it's better to put on your SPF than your makeup. And if for some reason you missed a spot with your SPF, the makeup will cover it. And you'll have a second layer of potential protection from the sun. SPF is the number one anti-aging skincare. Number one, if you are looking to keep your skin looking youthful as long as possible, collagen production, elastin production, all of that, sunscreen is number one. And I know a lot of us that look like me, we like to tan because brown is beautiful. It wrinkles the skin. So it's a trade-off. You have to decide, So if you're not using any sunscreen, of course, this SPF in a makeup product is going to be better than nothing, of course. But if that's your only sunscreen and you're expecting it to last and to really protect you from the sun, it's probably not going to do everything that you think it's going to do. Was it Dior that just got sued recently? I think it was Dior. I don't want to say the wrong brand, but it was a high-end makeup product, and it said 24-hour protection, and it was 24-hour wear, and it was on the bottle, on the packaging, and they got a class action lawsuit against them because they thought that people would think that the 24-hour wear was for the sunscreen and not the makeup itself. So it's just being careful and knowing what it does. What does it do? We had in What's Up in Makeup today the new Buxom blush that says that it's clinically proven to plump the skin. What clinic did this? I want to know more about this study that you did, that a blush is plumping the skin. What was that study, my friend? Like, I have nothing against Buxom. I've tried lots of Buxom products, but that just sounds like the only way that would do anything is if you didn't already have a hydrating moisturizer on or any kind of hydrating products, and you put that on. And really, it's not like, you may see like a slight reduction in fine lines, maybe, because if you're pulling water into the skin, it can give a slight plumping effect. But it's like, nobody's going to notice that, man. Nobody's going to notice that shit. Nobody. Like, you're not even going to notice it. Like, hardly at all. Unless you put like a mirror up to your face and you have a magnifying mirror and you really look at it, you may be able to notice. That marketing is so ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. It is very gimmicky, Ginger. It is very gimmicky. So Doggy says, how do you reapply SPF if you wear makeup? I don't know if there's a powder, but it's not as good as liquid. A lot of people do use powder sunscreens in order to reapply. That's really the only way, is like a powder, because unless you want to take, like, your foundation is going to come off. I mean, you can bring like a powder. There are powder foundations that you can apply that have a level of SPF in them, but it's just a matter of reapplying it frequently enough. If you're not sweating, if you are indoors and you can't see the sun from where you are, from what I've read, you do not need sunscreen. If the only reason why you need sunscreen indoors is because there was that big thing. Do you remember everybody was freaking out saying you need to wear sunscreen indoors because the sun comes into your house or whatever, or your office or wherever you are? The only way the sun can get you when you're indoors is if you can see the sky. If you are sitting in a window, if you have an office job or you're somewhere where you're sitting in a window and you can see the sky from where you're at, the UV rays can get to you. But if you can't see the sun can't. If you can't see the sky, the sun can't get to you. If you're not sweating, then the wearing down of the SPF goes slower, so you may not need to reapply as often. So that's a thing. But so I think that the marketing behind SPF needing to be reapplied is sometimes people take it to a level that it doesn't need to be. Yes, of course, you need to reapply sunscreen if you are sweating in any way, if you're in the water, if you're outside, if you are, even if you're sweating and it's cold out, if there's snow on the ground, but you are outside, you need to reapply your sunscreen. But the best way to do that, I have found, is a powder. You can also do the sprays, but the sprays freak me out, especially on the face, because of just inhaling it. Like I mean, it hurts my lungs. Just a spray. Like it can't be good. It just can't be good. I just, if it's better than nothing, but I mean, you can always spray something and then just gently go like this and pat, but then you're not going to get the coverage for that either. So, yeah, setting spray with SPF. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, Michelle. Absolutely. And P, Supergoop has a setting spray with SPF. Not my fave, but easier and prettier on the skin than powder. Yeah, that's another thing. I forget sometimes about setting sprays because I don't use them, because I don't like the way they feel on my face, because I am a texture snob. I do not like textures on my face. It's like, I don't like it. But those are some ways to do it. When you're wearing makeup, you absolutely can, and you absolutely should if you are in any kind of compromise, any kind of situation where you are exposed to the sun. Definitely, especially if you're going to be exposed for long periods of time. Yeah, Bailey says, aren't there some sunscreen sticks specifically marketed to lay nicely over makeup? I believe so. I'm more like, when I worry about sunscreen sticks having enough applied. Like, I feel like with lotion, like I know what I'm doing. But with like any other format, I feel like I don't know if I'm putting on enough, So yeah, everybody's saying setting spray with SPF. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. So this is why we're doing this live and not just me by myself. All right, so the next thing I wanted to talk about, because we like skincare in our makeup, but we are not going to rely on that, because we know that it's better to just use use skincare and then put your makeup on, because it's just overall better. And again, skincare does not have to be expensive. I think that's a myth that people believe, is that you have to get the most expensive skincare to get effective skincare, and that's just not true. That's not true. Elf actually makes some really good skincare. Derma E is another brand that is common to find in like grocery stores and stuff in the US. I'm not sure where else they sell, but they make some really great products that are not overly expensive. Very similar, in my opinion, in effectiveness to the Drunk Elephant stuff that I was trying at the time when I was using both brands. I got some PR from Drunk Elephant and I was getting PR from Derma E, and I was comparing the products, and honestly, they were very similar. And the price point is like a quarter. You'll get a moisturizer for like $20. So skincare does not have to be expensive to be effective. The Ordinary makes some really great stuff. You just kind of have to know what you're doing with The Ordinary. The Ordinary is so complex as far as like knowing what product to use, because they are, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? The Ordinary is a little weird to use for someone that's never used skincare before, but they do make some really great products, and they're not expensive. And the Anki List, same idea. All right. So, sales when we don't need anything. Okay. Sephora, I'm talking to you. We don't always need Sephora sales. Like, sometimes we just don't need anything when it's 20% off. And also Ulta. Ulta has beefed up their 50% off deals so much. There are so many of them now where they have like 21 days of beauty like things. I feel like last year we had so many Ulta sales that were 50% off select brands. It was like all the time. Like, sometimes you just don't need it. And I think that some of us, I fall into this too. Like, I look at something and I'm like, oh, I want to try that, and it's 50% off, and I'll buy it. And that's like, why? I didn't even need it. Because even if you're saving 50%, you're still spending money. And if you end up not using it, it's a waste, even if you got it at 50% off. And that's something that I fall into a lot as far as sales go, is like, oh, I've always wanted to try that, but then I'm out the money. and I didn't need it. I legit didn't need it. Like I ended up buying, well, this I'll use though. You know the Tree Hut shaving oils? I freaking love those. I bought 2 of them during the sale when Ulta had a sale on them. But I go through like, it takes me forever to go through one because I don't shave my legs in the wintertime. Just don't tell anybody. But you know, there's nothing wrong with not shaving, just saying. But some people are like weirded out by people not shaving. Sometimes I don't shave my legs in the summer. I'm gonna be 100%. I wear jeans all summer. Sometimes I don't shave. Anyway, my point is that I use very little of it. So it takes me forever to go through it. And nobody, just to be clear, if you don't shave, there's nothing wrong with that. 100% nothing wrong with that. But you know, there's a societal stigma against that. So I fell back into that for just a moment. I'm back now. I'm back into reality. But I don't go through this stuff that often. And I don't know why I bought 2 of them. Why did I buy 2 of them? Do I need them? Are they going to go bad by the time I get to them? I have no idea. I shouldn't have bought 2 of them, but I did because they were on sale. So I think that it's really important to keep ourselves in check. At least I need to keep myself in check as far as sales and making sure I'm not buying something just to buy something just because it's on sale. Yeah, Jenny Lynn says, I've been using a Dharma E moisturizer at night for a while that I love. Yes, they have a peptide one that I really, really love. Audra, I use the Sephora sales, Ulta sales to re-up my whole girl products, and that's mostly it. Yeah, that's like my Fenty moisturizer. Every year I get one. Sometimes twice a year. It just depends. But yeah, I mean, I think that that's important, you know, to keep ourselves checked. And I think we're getting better at it, honestly. Like I've noticed that in my comment section and things, people seem to be getting better at rejecting sales. At least from what I've seen from people commenting, that people are like, I'm not buying anything. I don't need anything. I'm not buying anything. I think we're getting smarter. Are we getting smarter? I think we are. I think we are. This next one was really hard for me because this next one I'm struggling with. Brands are not your friends. I am talking to myself now. Brands are not your friends. I have parasocial relationships with brands. I do. I will admit it. I have emotional attachment to brands because I feel like they're good people. And I need to stop. Because that leads to more spending that I may not need to spend. And I don't like that. I need to not do that because they're not. It's a marketing technique. It's a marketing technique to be friendly. When brands are like, hey, bestie, I need a cup of coffee this morning. And it's like, no, you don't. You're a brand. You don't need a cup of coffee. You're just trying to relate to me like you're a person. You're not a person. You know, heart. You don't need a cup of coffee. You're not a real person. You're a brand. Like I'm talking about like from a brand Instagram account or a brand Twitter account or whatever, like, or X account, whatever we're calling it. They make you feel like they're a real person. Of course, real people work for the brand, of course. But when a brand account that is representing a brand and not a person acts like a person, it's to create that parasocial relationship because, oh my gosh, you know, Tarte is just like me because Tarte needs coffee too. No, they don't, Jen. No, they don't. It's marketing. Brands are not people. They're not people. There are people behind the brands, but they are not people. Audrey again, period. The relief I felt when a brand let me know I wouldn't be on their PR list this year. Like, whoo, as if the brand was a person I was going to disappoint. Yup. Ginger, brands are out to make money, not to make friends. Well, they want to make friends because they want your money. Lizzie says, I got super sick for 1.5 years and didn't get ready all the time. Now I had to get rid of a lot of products that were hardly used. Yeah, it sucks, man. That's where I'm at. I found out one of my, a woman that I went to high school with, she is a professional organizer. And I was thinking about hiring her to help me organize my stuff because what you cannot see is a lot. It's out of control because I have some things that are 10 years old that have no business being in my life anymore. And it's getting out of control. I'm running out of space. So I was thinking about hiring her. She's very expensive. It's like $100 an hour, maybe more, to hire her. But I'm seriously considering it but it's the reason why I'm not is because I know there's a lot going in the trash, and that makes me like, I have like a kind of reaction to it. Like I can't, I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about the number of things that are going to be going in the trash, but I know she could help me. I know she could. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I'm processing. I'm thinking about it. I might just hire her for a consultation. It's like $100 for an hour for a consultation, and then see how that goes. But I know she could help me. It's out of control. Yeah, Anna says, here's another one. What's another marketing technique? So many launches in such a short span of time. Launches have now gone the fast fashion route of always something new every week, it seems. Oh, definitely, especially like Colourpop. Like I wish that Colourpop, because I'm on Colourpop PR, I wish that we did kind of like Makeup Revolution. So sometimes Makeup Revolution will just randomly send me stuff that I just don't like. But a lot of times they'll email me and they'll say, hey, do you want this? And I will say no, because I know I'm not going to be able to review it. Like, for example, I still have the freaking Game of Thrones collection sitting right there on my floor because I want it. But at the same time, it's like, I don't, it's so old at this point. like it's literally right here. Let me show you. Okay, so these just sit here on my floor, okay, because I can't bear to get rid of them. Look, this is the Shrek Ever After collection. I think I pulled some stuff out of it, but there's still stuff in here. This is, I don't know how old this is, but I feel like it's old. I should have just given stuff away. And then this is the Game of Thrones collection. I mean, look how gorgeous this is. Like, are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? It's like, it's almost like it's a display at this point, but it just sits on my floor. Look at this. Why don't I use this? Why do I not use this? Like, are you kidding me? It's a beauty blender and it's got the throne. It sits on the beauty blender sits on the freaking throne. Why am I not using this? I don't know. But like this is an eyeshadow palette. It is literally 2 times the size of my head. It is what am I? But I can't bear to get rid of it. I can't, because it's so cool. It's so cool. I can't get rid of it. I can't. I really need to use this though. The game of, I'm pulling that out because that's freaking cool. I forgot that was even in here because it's been a minute. But like, I don't know. It's the thing is it's not available anymore. It's not available anymore. It was such a short time period that this was available. So what Anna's saying is launches go so fast, it's like I can't even review it by the time it goes away. So what I was saying is Colourpop, I wish that Colourpop would like say, hey, do you want this launch? Like give us a list, give us a non-disclosure so we can't say what's coming up. And like give us a survey and say which ones do you want, but then it would be overcomplicating their process probably because they literally send something every single week. I'm gonna start doing more giveaways because I end up with this collection of stuff, and it's just sitting here, and it's such a waste. It's such a waste. So then at least you're not buying it with the launches being fast fashion. At least you're not buying it. I'll just give it to you. But you're right. I mean, they have gone fast fashion. And one thing about Colourpop, though, is that they do have their own lab so that they can manufacture things on demand, which is great because then they don't create quite as much waste because they're making things as they need it at their own lab, which I like, but not every brand is like that. Oh, we're talking menopause now. Yeah, well, I was using one of those hair removal things, so I don't have a lot of hair on my legs, but it's very sparse now. I think it's menopause too. Perimenopause is a weird thing. I don't think we talk about it nearly enough in our beauty space. It is a weird process. Very odd. It's like puberty backward. It's so weird. Darkies Makeup Insights. Shh, buying House Labs brings me closer to Gaga. That's the way I feel about rare beauty. Cause I really like Selena Gomez. She seems like I know she's not perfect. I know she's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But I really like her. I do. I genuinely do. I bought this the plan for this week. I know I'm a little off topic, but the plan for this week is to review all of the body stuff that just came out. I got it all. I already have thoughts. about it. And it's not all positive. Some of it's positive, but I want to do a deep dive into Selena's body stuff because I do think that there are some weird things that are happening with it that I was not expecting. So I'm going to deep dive into those products, and hopefully that'll be the Friday video this week. That's the plan. But I will tell you the reason why I got it. Well, number one is because, the products there was a lot of hype around them. But number two is because I have a parasocial relationship with Selena Gomez. I think it's because when Wizards of Waverly Place first came out, people said I looked like her. And every once in a while I get that comment. It just depends on like my makeup and stuff. I don't think I actually look like her, but certain photos and things every once in a while catches a little Selena Gomez vibe. I think that's part of it. And she just seems like a nice person, just overall. JC says, brands are companies. A company is not a person. I hate when they pretend to be a human being. We miss you emails. Oh, I know. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, we only have 5 minutes left. So let me see if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about. The strange collabs. Are we over those? I wanted to ask you that in all seriousness. Are we over the Cheetos and bologna and all the weird? Are we over the weirdness? Are we over the strange makeup collabs? I don't know if we are. I think we may have another 6 months of weird collabs in us before we start thinking it's old. I don't think that the industry is quite done. But I kind of feel over it. I don't think I can be shocked anymore. I don't. Did you see the chicken leg perfume that was available? I think it was Mexico that KFC came out with. Like, for real. It was a chicken scented perfume in a chicken leg shaped bottle. Like, I'm not even shocked anymore, especially with KFC. They had finger licking nail polish that supposedly tasted like chicken. It's so weird. I think we may have pushed it to the limit. I think we may have pushed it to the limit. I just realized how far back I am. Yeah, the ketchup one. Yes, I still have it. See, it's like the Mary Poppins bag. This one. Bam. I saved it. I saved the packaging. There's no ketchup in here. I threw away the ketchup. I don't know why Haley's barking, if you can hear her. I did see the Cheez It collab. I did. It's nail polish, right? Wasn't it Cheez It nail polish? I think so. Yeah, so I saved this because I purchased it and we had the experience of opening it, and I saved one of the lipstick things. So if you did not see this, this was a Fenty collaboration with a company called Mischief. They do a lot of weird stuff like this. It's supposed to be kind of artsy. So there were these packets and they either had makeup in it or ketchup. And I had 3 makeups and 3 ketchups. It was weird. You got hardly any lip gloss. Like, it ended up being like in a tube this much lip gloss. Why is my dog barking so much? Where is my husband? Why is he not taking care of her needs? But yes, I think I'm done with these. I was amused for a while. I think that the Elf Chipotle thing really set it off. I think that was like the thing that really made it start. And then people they realized the money to be made and they did not stop. Yeah, me too, Marinella. I'd rather buy a bucket of KFC than smell like it. Fried chicken is my favorite food of all time, but I don't want to smell like it. It's just weird. Yeah. Audra, she is just doing dog things. She's just a dog doing the dog things. John took care of whatever it was that she needed. I know, right? Bree says, I'm surprised we haven't seen a Tide Pod collab yet. You know what? Me too. I think that maybe they were worried that the teenagers were going to eat it. Maybe. I don't know. Is that a bad joke? Yeah, I mean, yeah. But I'm not surprised because it's colorful, right? You'd think that they would have Tide makeup. Yep, dog's gonna dog. Maybe she wants a dog cameo. We used to bring her into the videos. She doesn't like it. She does not. It's something about the lights or something. She does not like being on camera, like, at all. She squirms. She hates it. But Okay, Rex says for old makeup, and since you previously mentioned that you like paint by numbers, you could reuse it to create a watercolor paint. Oh, that's interesting. I'm not that talented though. I probably could, or donate it to a school or something. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just sick about how much has gone to waste at this point. I'm sick over it. I hate it. I hate it so much. So as far as strange collabs, I think that I'm personally almost done with it. I think I could see maybe a couple more before I'm like totally over it. I'm like 80% over it. The last thing I had on here was influencer collabs. I am not done with influencer collabs. I actually hope that there are more of them. I really enjoy influencer collabs. I think that they're fun. I think that it's a new way to bring makeup to the forefront, to give someone an opportunity to create something that means something to them. I love influencer collabs. I think that they're fabulous. I hope that there are lots more of them. That's just me. That's just me. Oh my gosh, the Stanley Cups. Jennifer says, haha, Stanley collab. I can see that. I know, right? I can see that too. Elf is going to do it. If anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Elf. 100%. Even though the price point is totally different. I can't see anybody else collaborating with Stanley other than Elf. You know, Dana, I was actually thinking about, Dana says, how do you feel about these young teens using retinol and tons of serums? I actually have on my to-do video list a video about skincare for kids, because that has been trending everywhere recently as far as when is too young to use skincare. So I really want to do a full video on my opinions on that and the science behind it, mostly the science behind it, because I'm not a professional in that area, but I need to do the research. If I can, that would be a great extra video for this week, is to talk about that. Because there are skincare products that I do feel are appropriate for teenagers and even kids. And then there are skincare products that I feel like are extremely inappropriate, that shouldn't be used by kids. And it's basically either a waste of money or harmful. So yeah, I definitely want to talk about that. I think sometimes though, with kids shopping at Sephora, which people were kind of outraged at that after the holidays and like right before Christmas, I think it's some of it is almost jealousy that they couldn't do that. Like I know I couldn't, like I didn't have hardly any makeup. If I had makeup, it was like real cheap makeup. I think some people are like, these kids, it's like gatekeeping. You know, I think part of it, but at the same time, there are some skincare things that I feel like are inappropriate for kids to use. But I want to do the research in it to make sure I've got all my facts straight before I put that out there, what actually is inappropriate to use. But a kid using like a basic face cleanser and a moisturizer, I mean, lotion. Babies everybody should be using lotion from babies all the way, all the way up. So. But anyway, I should probably pop off here because we're 2 minutes over. Thank you all so much for being here in live chat. I hope that you enjoyed it. I had fun talking with you about the things we are not going to tolerate anymore. And a lot of it, I know we in our community, we already know, but I feel like there's a lot of people that don't. There's a lot of people outside of the space that don't know. So I think that it's important to share these things with people that we know to help them not to buy crap. So it's good to have like a refresher and a community discussion on things that really are just marketing and they're not really helpful for us, and they're a waste of money. So we need our money. We need our money. We work hard for it. So mad love to you. Have a wonderful week. This week, like I said, I do plan on doing the Rare Beauty review this week. And kind of digging in because there's things I think that we really should know about those products. And then of course, What's Up in Makeup on the weekend. But I think I might go with Dana and do an extra video this week on teenagers using retinol and tons of serums, because that's a very big trending topic right now. I'm going to try. We will see. But I hope you have a lovely week. Stay safe. Next week's live chat is going to be at 10 a.m. again. And I will see you then. I love. Bye.